Hello everyone, this is Unknown Pattern, and I'm going to go over ground combat zones in Elite Dangerous Odyssey. First, I'll give an overview of the overall game and the strategies that you might use. Then I'll go into all of the controls that you will want to know. I'll go over the loadout that I'm going to use, and then we'll do medium intensity combat, ground combat zone, high intensity combat zone, and then go over combat bonds. Now in ground combat, the goal is really to deplete the enemy's reinforcements. So you'll see two numbers on the top. One of them is red, one of them is green, and the green is the side that you're fighting for their reinforcements left, and the red is the reinforcements left for the enemy. And the game basically ends when either your side or the enemy side runs out of reinforcements, and then whoever didn't run out basically wins. And the game functions by decreasing the reinforcements for both sides, and then eventually one of them runs out first. And the reinforcements are decreased by essentially killing the enemy team, or by taking capture points. The capture points don't actually really, or the control points don't really do much other than actually just lowering the reinforcements available for the other team. It just basically functions as killing maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of the enemy team. And so this is why focusing on capture points can be very effective, because you can either don't even have to get as many kills to effectively achieve the same result, so it's a little bit less risky, or you can even be getting those kills at the same time as taking the capture points, which means you're just increasing the speed of the victory, you're increasing the likelihood. Alright, let's go over some of the key controls that you'll be using in ground combat. So I'm going to open up the options menu, controls, on foot controls. Now, you can change these settings to whatever you want. I'm using keyboard and mouse on a PC. Obviously, some of these buttons might be different by default, or maybe you've changed them. But I'm just going over quickly what are some of the most important ones that don't always show up in other types of activities that you might have been doing already. So you should obviously know how to walk around and know how to sprint. Something that you might want to learn is how to crouch. The interact button here, which is E for me, is important to start a battle if you're not using frontline solutions. Also, that's how you pick up extra medkits. That's how you pick up ammo. Pretty important to have that one. Another pretty important one is perhaps aim down sights. Just remember what that is. That's pretty helpful to increase your accuracy quite a bit. You don't need scope on your weapons to use that. All weapons have sights. Melee attack is quite important if you're at very close range, or if you're running out of ammo and you're kind of at a very close situation. Melee attack can finish it off. Reload, you want to know that. You'll automatically reload if you run out of a magazine, but it's good to also know to manually reload, as you'll see. And then you have a couple other things, which is your weapon selection. You can either just have a primary and secondary button, which is great if you only have 2 weapons, but if you're using a Dominator suit, it's kind of a little bit more difficult because you have actually 2 primary weapons. So I actually use the select next and select previous, which is the scroll wheel for me, but you may have other buttons that you use for that. And then finally, toggle flashlight, extremely important, especially at night. Even in the daytime, I usually turn it on. There's often just like dark corners just everywhere. Night vision you can't use, so unless you have a special suit with it equipped, so don't worry about that. But then also toggling shields on and off, very important for combat, either to save energy or obviously to protect you. And then use health pack. You can use item wheel, but I just use the health pack hotkey. It's nice and quick when you just need that health to survive. So those are the main controls I would say are most important for ground combat. Alright, I'll just show you my loadout that I'm using. So using a Dominator suit grade 3, and then I've got a grade 3 Aphelion, grade 3 Karma AR-50, a grade 3 Zenith, and that just gives me really good thermal damage, as you can see here, at fairly long range, as well as kinetic damage, and that thermal and kinetic combo is really strong. Thermal against shields, and then kinetic against the body. And there's damage resistance on this Dominator suit. Those are all picked up from stations, just pre-engineered. I didn't actually engineer any of those myself. Alright, here we are. We got a medium combat zone. You can land as close as you want. As you can see, I'm right in front of a building here. And we're gonna disembark. There's I'd say there's 3 goals in a combat zone. Number 1, don't die, because if you die you can't do anything. I mean, you'll respawn, but kind of waste a good amount of time. Number 2, get capture points, and then number 3, finally get kills. And so that's kind of the priority list you want to go with. You want to land, you want to make sure you're not, you probably want to turn on your flashlight, especially at night. And then you want to walk around and see where's the battle. I'm not actually in the battle yet, so I shouldn't be attacked. And I don't need to turn on my shield yet. Okay, so there's someone right there, so we know we're kind of in the battle zone, so I'm just going to get into some cover and turn on my shield, and then press the interact button to choose a side. We're going to fight for LP 12832 Corporation here. It tells you the intensity here, medium. Now we're in the battle already. We'll get some information. You can see we got 915 to 885, and we're gonna try and figure out where's the main troop forces are. Maybe we'll just try and take out this one from a bit farther away. Actually, I'm gonna look for Foxtrot. Okay, Foxtrot is over here. Again, right? So stay alive. I'm not in danger right now, so I can do the next step, which is capture points. So I believe there's an enemy behind me, so I'm gonna be ready. Use my thermal weapon, Zenith here. This is really good for close quarters, like indoors usually. You can see, I'm just pausing here to note that I'm aiming down the sights quite often. You'll see almost every time that I use a weapon, I'm aiming down the sights. None of these weapons actually have the scope on it, the official item you can add, but the sights that are already there actually are very helpful for accuracy. Even at close range, I use them. It doesn't take that long to aim down them, and it's extremely, extremely helpful for long range. So I'd recommend making use of those, knowing the hotkey, or the control key for that. The Aphelion is like the rifle. It's better for long range, because this actually does more damage, despite being a pistol. So also notice here that I'm actually ducking behind the wall to switch weapons to kinetic after taking out the shields. It's always good you always want to be in cover every time when you're not actually engaging the enemy, and so especially for reloading and even swapping weapons, I like to go in cover, and you just saw me kind of do that to duck to the side. And then we'll switch to our kinetic weapon and continue capturing.
Reinforcements have arrived.
So
Delta is now online.
the priority there was to stay alive, so we need to get the kill there, and just that also helps us get this capture point. Another note: just after the engagement, when I get the kill, I always immediately reload the AR-50, which is the kinetic weapon that I'm using, even no matter how much is actually left in the magazine. And then I also swap to the thermal weapon that I was using, the Zenith, and then I reload that. I just automatically do this after pretty much every kill. It's just a good, efficient way to do it. You never want to have to randomly reload when in the middle of a fight. But that capture point is the main reason we're here. We're even gonna look for Delta next. And actually, we might just wait a second, because there's gonna be another capture point that spawns in. So there's Echo. So I know this because every every ground combat always has either 2 or 3 capture points available, and so when one of them is captured by either you or the enemy, there's always one that's about to spawn in the next 5 seconds. So sometimes it pays to stay in one place and wait to see where the next one is. We'll actually probably go for Echo. It's just kind of difficult to see where it is. I might attack right here just quickly on the way. And I'm going to try and figure out how to get to Echo. I think the door is in this building over here. So I also need to recharge. Right now I'm at 50%. And there's actually quite a lot of enemies here, so it could be difficult. But I think we'll be okay. We're going to help get Echo here. We have a little bit of support from the AI, so that's good. Just going to stay here and make sure we actually get it. Okay, so I've already almost lost the shield. So I'm going to stay a little bit further back. It's coming back. And I need to get the laser weapon again. There's a lot there, so I might retreat. But we can just capture this, which is good. We can actually just leave now. There's no need to actually fight there. We'd probably lose anyway. So we need to just, #1 priority, stay alive, right? And now let's see if we can get Bravo. I think Bravo's close. Foxtrot's actually pretty close too. Let's check out Foxtrot. And we're already capturing it, but I'll just try and provide some backup and try and delay these two from attacking. These two enemies here. I'm gonna actually stay on the Zenith just to take out the shields with the other player. Not player, but oh, there's a grenade coming, so I'm gonna jump in the air so it doesn't hit me, hopefully. And we're just ensuring that our we can get Foxtrot here, because they were gonna walk in and attack group. So we got it, so that's great. We can actually just leave. Maybe we could attack there, but I don't feel the need. I want to go to the next capture point. So that's either Delta. So Bravo we're actually capturing. Delta's actually down under this building, I think, or in this building, which is looking kind of hard. So I'm just going to focus on just getting a couple kills here rather than actually trying to go in the building right now. Because you can see there's a bunch of red dots in the top left. Always look at the mini-map to make sure you there's not too many enemies that are right next to you. So I'm just going to try and attack from up here. See, I'm using the long-range thermal weapon, then swapping it out. It's really good to be able to know exactly which weapon you need to swap back and forth, right? See, I'm using the shields for one, and I actually might try and get Bravo here. Actually, I won't try that. So okay, Delta's under the building here. We'll just kind of hang out and make sure we catch this one. They captured Bravo. It doesn't really matter. We're still capturing most points faster than them. Again, yeah. So one of the key things is you want to be able to get a kill quickly when you're going for it. So you want to be able to switch exactly which weapon you need. Like you need to be able to switch between. For me, it's thermal and kinematic or kinetic. So like I start, for example, with my Zenith, and I need to switch to my kinetic AR-50 very quickly, or I need to switch my Aphelion to my AR-50. So just see there's an enemy around the corner. We can see on the minimap. And I didn't bother switching because they were already at half health. It'd actually be faster just to use the thermal weapon, despite it being theoretically worse for body damage. Now let's see, we might be able to stop Alpha from them from taking Alpha, which would be really good. However, it might be extremely dangerous. I might just snipe a few enemies from back here. No need to go too crazy. Actually, I'm going to see if I can run in there really quickly. It might be too late, though. Yeah, it's kind of too late. Yeah, they took it already, and I'm dying, so I'm going to quickly get a health pack. It was a little bit of a bad strategy because
Reinforcements are touching down.
that capture point has already been captured. So I'm going to focus on Charlie next. It was a little bit too close, and I'm going to try and evade that player. Where's Charlie? Charlie's over there. Okay. Because we're already kind of capturing Echo. We just need to. I need to make sure we get over to Charlie.
Enemy reinforcements are coming in hot.
Gonna make sure I recharge a bit here. You can turn off your shield occasionally, just to save energy. Right now, it's no big deal. So I'm gonna capture this, and then once our allies walk in there, I'm gonna pick up
Stock up Echo for us.
some health packs here.
Reinforcements are ready to deploy.
Because I used one earlier. It's always good to stock up on those again. I actually need ammo, just general ammo
Alpha is now online.
for my weapons, so I'm just gonna make sure I'm all reloaded and see if I can find an ammo bin. It looks like there's a big group of enemies just behind me now. There's one obviously to the left there. I'm always kind of,
Enemy support has arrived.
my eyes kind of always on that circle in the top left. Every couple of seconds I'll check it. And let's see if we can catch. It's kind of hard to see that. Let's see if we can.
Touching down.
I might storm in there in a second here. It looks like there's. Yep. Yeah, so there's a couple of things. It's really good. The best case scenario for capture points, highest priority, is probably capture points that the enemy's already about to capture, because if you can stop them from doing that, that's very good. However, it's also very risky, so you need to make sure you're not committing too hard to doing that. You need to make sure either you have some backup or there's enough enemies that you think you can handle. In that case, and it's also good to attack from a distance at the beginning, so
Reinforcements inbound.
not a big deal.
Echo has lit up.
Usually, just in terms of weapon, I'm usually holding my laser because you need to take shields down first. But occasionally, especially if I have a lot of allies in the area, I'll use my AR-50, my kinetic weapon, because it just usually my allies will have already taken the shields down. I'm flying away because there's at least a group of 3 or 4 there. I need to stay alive. I don't need to. That's not even a position we really want. Looking at capture points, we might actually get Echo. So I'm gonna go in here and just see what it looks like. Echo might be on the outside of the building. I'm not sure. Oh, I just walked past it.
Foxtrot is ours.
I think I just walked past it. Let's just make sure we start capturing that. It's kind of a very
Enemy
awkward
command has
position.
called in backup.
Now I'm hoping that my friend here can stay in that zone, because if they're capturing, I don't need to actually capture. The only reason I'd want to stay by here is make sure that they're not overrun by the enemy. Which it doesn't look like they're gonna be overrun. There's a bunch of red, but they're kind of on the ceiling, so they're confused. Or I mean, we've almost captured Echo anyway, so no big deal. I'm just gonna see. Oh, they're running down the stairs.
Echo for us.
Now I'm kind of out of cover, so I'm kind of a dangerous spot, but there's only one
Reinforcements are coming in hot.
exposed so far. Also, don't get too focused on a single enemy. You could easily get flanked behind you. Just make sure you don't overextend. Once again, number one priority: don't die. That's why I like these kind of longer range rifles, because you can kind of attack from a distance. Again, I didn't switch because they had so little health left. It's faster just to use the laser. I'm actually going to look for more just general ammo
Signal is
here.
online.
It's those 3 bullets on the map, if you didn't know. And then the power is the power things. Maybe I should have said that earlier, but some of you might know that. And there's one on the ceiling, so we'll see if we can do this real quickly. Only walk directly in
Great job. Head back to base for your reward.
if you're confident you can fight one-on-one with no cover. That can be very dangerous, especially in high intensity. I almost never do that. Alright, so we're going to take a look at a high combat zone. Again, you can park really close by. High intensity combat zone. And let's talk a little bit about engaging. So when you're wanting attacks, first again turn on the flashlight. When you're doing engagements against enemies, number one, you want to make sure it's not too many enemies that you're going to have to be fighting. You either want to have a lot of backup if you're fighting a lot, or you'd really just want to move away to a different position, especially in high intensity. It's much more difficult to actually take on multiple enemies at once. And you always want to kind of be behind covers, so just behind something that blocks the shots. You want to be able to go behind cover in order to both reload as well as actually swap weapons. It takes a significant amount of time to swap weapons, so you want to kind of duck in and out of cover to do those things. Keep in mind you can also crouch to help with that. And let's take a look. Where do I want to start out? This high intensity combat zone is going to be a little bit larger than what we saw before. I'll turn on my shield, and then I'll switch LP 12832. And I just saw there's someone directly behind me. Again, I'm always checking the minimap in the top left here. We're going to see if we can engage. I don't actually see them. Okay, they're around the corner over here. I'm going to walk away a little bit. And I don't really have too much cover here, so it's not great.
Enemy command has called in backup. Reinforcements have arrived.
They already have shields back, so this is kind of. I'm actually gonna run away. This doesn't matter that much. Hopefully, I can get away quick enough before they actually really do that much damage. I'm gonna go for Charlie, just because I see it right here. There's a couple enemies around, it looks like, so I'm gonna get ready to fight. Okay, I'm gonna switch to my Zenith here and just take down the other shields here. Now I can switch to the kinetic. I've actually lost my shields. I'm actually about to lose. Okay, I actually need to really get out of here. Quick pause just to note here that I used a health pack right after I lost my shield and I was getting damaged. It's really important that you actually know the hotkey to use health pack. I'm not sure if the item wheel will be fast enough in situations like this. Probably didn't need to go all the way down there, but I was nearly dead there. I need to get in the zone before they actually capture it. Not because it's actually a good idea tactically, but if I didn't walk into the zone, they would have captured it. I'm gonna get out of here. There's one enemy right here. And then just duck out to switch weapons. I've already lost shields again. I'm gonna try and just avoid engaging until I've actually recharged fully. It's good to have a couple allies nearby. And we're kind of managing how many enemies are here. There's two right there, so I like to take on both shields first usually. Just because a lot of times the enemy that doesn't have shields will kind of hide. See, there's already another enemy that that has shields in front of them. So there's no point in even when you're engaging this many enemies, you almost just have to strip the shields and kind of manage it. The capture point's already done though, so I'm not even going to bother. And I'm going to take a look at Alpha. You can see there's a couple of green circles here. This looks like we're kind of controlling this side of the field, so I feel a bit more safer just kind of managing the side of the field that we're already on rather than going to the other side. Because as you play, you'll start to notice that there's kind of two different respawn points. Like the drop shoots kind of drop on two kind of opposite sides of the field, and they kind of just affects where most of the enemy troops are, is where their dropship is going. I'm actually going to turn off my shields because I don't think we're going to be in a fight very soon. And just to save battery, it's very significant to turn off those shields when you're in this kind of situation. And notice I'm using my Zenith, which is my close range weapon, just in case. It actually, again, has higher DPS than the Aphelion, but it's a little bit less accurate, so you can't use it at long range. But especially indoors, it's good to kind of just have it. I'm going to try and find a recharge point. Some of these charge points, like this one, I don't know how they work. I actually think you can use that. That door doesn't even open, so I'm a little bit confused. I'm going to turn off my shield again. Okay, actually I need to turn it on because there's someone in there. I'm going to pick up ammo here and then recharge. And I'm going to go back in there probably to try and look at Alpha. But this is very dangerous. Yeah, I need to get out of here. There's 2 enemies like kind of flanking me there. Especially with I have a couple grade 3 gear stuff here and there, but even that is not enough. Like, you cannot take on multiple enemies at once, period. Unless maybe if you have grade 5 stuff, I don't know. In high intensity at least. Maybe if you have a really good weapon combo, or you're just a lot better at the game, maybe you can, but I find it's not that possible. So just at a distance here, we have a little bit of cover, so they're going in cover, so I'm going to need to get my shield stripping weapon again, because they're going to have shields if they pop out, or they're just back there walking away now. Oh wait, no, there's one closer in as well. There's actually a whole group. Look on the minimap, you can see there's so many. I really don't want to stay here too long. I've already got the capture point. There's no need to be here. We just need to get out of here at this point. I'm going to take a look at Charlie, see if there's only one enemy there. Maybe we can manage it. It looks like there's only one, so we're going to take a peek. You know, go behind cover to switch weapons, and then we finish it off. And then instantly reload once we're done with the kill. Reload our kinetic weapon, and then reload our laser weapon. It's actually a thermal weapon. I keep saying it wrong, but you know. So I'm looking for a couple things. I'm looking for a med kit, I guess. I'm going to actually leave here because there should be that ally can manage to capture that. Just recharge here. I might as well just reload, because why not? I think we're doing just fine. There's nothing really urgent. There's going to be a new control point out in a minute because we just got Charlie. So I'm just going to keep an eye out for what control point shows up. So that's Echo, which is way over there. So I'm just going to start moving over there to help with Alpha and Echo. It looks like no one's actually capturing Alpha either, so we can kind of pay some attention to that. Oh, see, I've already lost my shields just from like one shot from that. So Echo is being captured by the enemy, but we have quite a lot of support here. I'm just going to try and manage this a little bit from the distance. Yeah, see the shielded enemies in front, so kind of pointless to try and do that. Yeah, so again, the point is not, the point is just to make sure that my side is going to actually capture Echo. That's what I'm actually getting these kills for. So it's, oh, and they just threw a shield grenade, so I lost shields. I'm going to walk over here to recharge, and there's also a medical case here, this green and white thing, really great. You can press your secondary interact button to use it, and then you can use another button to pick it up. Okay, there's an enemy right close nearby, so I'm going to get a weapon out. Where are they? There's a grenade, so I'm jumping. It still hit me. But, oh well. So we can heal up just because why not? And I need a thermal. I think I'll just keep using a thermal there. And I'll use this last medkit. We'll take a medkit there.
Alpha point secured.
And I'm just mainly getting, let's see, Bravo, yeah. Bravo's over there. I'll just try and take off a couple enemies. Distract them from actually taking Bravo, basically.
Charlie has come online.
Yeah, so,
Enemy reinforcements are coming.
because, oh, there's someone really close to Bravo, so I'll actually try and fight that as well.
Reinforcements are ready to deploy.
Okay, I have all those launched shields, so I'm gonna try and stay actually a little bit behind my supporting lost shields. But I was pretty confident I could finish that off, and without taking any more damage. There was no other enemies nearby. So that's always a risk that you take when you continue engaging, especially when your shields are gone, but we can manage that. Looks like we're really close to we're actually doing really well. I'm just going to recharge up here and then see what we can do. Echo's over there. We just started capturing Foxtrots. I guess I'll take a look at Charlotte. Actually, I'll manage this enemy first, just because they're on the way.
Enemy forces inbound. Foxtrot is ours.
And we got Foxtrot. Here's Charlie. We're
Alpha is now online.
gonna hit another
Reinforcements
point
have arrived.
open, which is Alpha. So I'm gonna head towards there. We should be at 65 once we get Charlie and Echo,
Charlie was
or
secured.
65 for the enemy.
Chalk up Echo for us.
It's minus 50 for every capture point, and it's like minus 5 for every kill, so it's like 10 kills for every capture point. It's the
Delta
equivalence.
is now online.
I think Alpha's inside the building. It's kind of awkward. So, yeah, I don't know.
Reinforcements are ready to deploy.
Is there a door on this side? This is kind of one thing I don't really
Enemy support has
have
arrived.
enough experience with. I think there's like 28 different Odyssey maps, but I haven't played enough to actually know all of them. So it's kind of tricky sometimes to, like, why is that door not open? I don't know. But kind of tricky to know where you have to actually go in the building. I'm going to turn off my shield to save energy. We're doing really well.
Delta
We need
is in enemy hands.
one more capture and then one more kill, I think. And then
Reinforcements inbound.
that's it.
Charlie has come online.
And yeah, Alpha's in here. See, like, even the AI usually can't even find some of these capture points, these
Enemy
control points.
reinforcements are coming in hot.
So that's where I have to actually stand here and get it myself. And yeah, again, my shields on just to save energy. Pretty confident we're not going to be attacked here, but it looks like there might be some enemies in the building, so I'm going to have to be ready to turn on the shield and see from the map, but they might be just on the ceiling or in the lower level. And it should be pretty much over once we capture this, and then we just need to get all the other enemies that are left.
Reinforcements are touching down.
Pretty
Alpha point secured.
oh yeah, there's enemies in here, and I've almost already died, so there's only 2 of them there too, so you can see kind of how this works. I'm actually trying to leave because, again, I literally am not able to take on multiple enemies at once with my skills and my gear, but it's not necessary to even actually win these combat zones. And it honestly doesn't matter if I'd actually died, but you know, why do that if it's not necessary? So yeah, there's a bunch of them in the building I was just in,
Reinforcements are ready to
obviously,
deploy.
but we just have to find the rest of them. Okay, there's 2 coming over there. I'm gonna strip shields first. Actually, no, I won't, because they kind of separated. Actually, I will, because they probably might regenerate the shields before I actually find them again. I'll just jump to get a better view there. A little bit risky. I probably should have turned on my. You know what? I probably didn't turn on my shields. That's why I was doing so much damage in the building. So whatever. And I lost shields, but it's not a big deal. There's only 3 enemies left. They're probably the ones in that building, maybe. Oh well, there's one there. The enemy took Echo, so yeah, I'm getting a little close. Whatever. There's a grenade. Usually I just jump straight in the air if there's a grenade. I don't think it was actually nearby, but oh well. And there we go. You don't need to reload. You always have full ammo when you join combat zones, full energy, all that stuff. But you can turn off your shield when it's over, and you can save quite a bit of energy, especially if you have to walk a distance to your ship. That'll do pretty much do it for how to manage some combat zones. Just I think the main tips are just know exactly how to switch between weapons, the weapon types that you need: thermal for shields and kinetic for the body damage. Just know how to switch between those. Always be aware of your surroundings and the minimap. Make sure you're not running into a large group of enemies with no support, with no cover. Go into cover to reload, or even to swap weapons. And then, yeah, again, the main priority is number 1, stay alive. Number 2, actually get the control points, or the capture points as I've been calling them. And then number 3 is actually get kills, which I actually only do that when it's extremely dangerous to get a capture point that I'm not already next to. Usually when I'm getting kills, I'm actually only getting them to mainly to survive, or to actually help get a control point. I'm not really getting kills just because you'll see me always just kind of run away and leave whenever we get the capture point or whatever. So I think that's how I usually handle these. It seems to work pretty well for the gear and the skills that I have. So thanks for checking that out. Bye. Just a final note here. If you're going to be doing these ground combat zones and you want to turn in the combat bonds that you get, you actually lose some of the credits that you would make from the combat bonds if you turn them into just a regular station, just from the menu inside your ship. So in order to get the full credit, you only lose about 2%, so it's not that much. But if you do want the full credit, you have to go to Frontline Solutions, and these are available, as far as I know, in every planetary settlement that isn't Odyssey. So just kind of the normal ones that have whole docking stations and everything. So any of those, and then any of the larger orbiting stations. So Outpost will not have Frontline Solutions. So you have to find one of those if you want to get full credit.
Ready to join the fight, soldier? Understood. A soldier's gotta eat.
Alright, thanks for checking this out. Hope it was helpful.